How things will happen when God wants you with someone. Ever felt lost in the maze of love, wondering if God truly has a soulmate planned for you? Imagine Sarah, who prayed for years for a husband, only to find him seated next to her on a plane, both holding the same rare, out-of-print book. Or consider David, who felt an inexplicable peace wash over him the moment he met his future wife, a peace he'd never experienced before. These aren't mere coincidences. They're whispers from a God deeply invested in your love story. Contrary to popular belief, finding the one isn't a guessing game. The scriptures overflow with evidence that God actively guides us to our divinely ordained partners, using signs that range from a gentle nudge in your spirit to a billboard-sized declaration. He's not just capable of revealing your soulmate, he's eager to do so. So, how do you decipher his messages? Let's explore 5 undeniable signs God will use when you finally encounter the person he's handpicked for you. Number 1, he will give you the same spirit. When God orchestrates a connection between two people intended for one another, a remarkable phenomenon occurs. He bestows upon them a shared spirit. This divine act lays the groundwork for a unique and profound bond, fostering a sense of deep connection and understanding. Imagine 2 individuals meeting for the first time, yet experiencing an overwhelming sense of familiarity, as if reuniting with a long-lost friend. This feeling of immediate connection and ease isn't mere coincidence. It's a testament to God's hand at work, uniting 2 hearts aligned by His Spirit. Unlike relationships built on human effort alone, where understanding a partner can take years, even decades, a relationship ordained by God unfolds with a distinct grace. There's a natural flow, a shared understanding that transcends the need. This harmony resonates with the biblical account of Adam's encounter with Eve. Though they had never met before, Adam recognized her instantly as his perfect counterpart, experiencing an outpouring of joy and a sense of profound peace. He recognized her as a part of himself, a fulfillment of God's design. This divine connection is also evident in the story of Isaac and Rebekah. When Rebekah was presented with the opportunity to meet her future husband, she didn't hesitate. Her heart, filled with divine peace and assurance, guided her to embrace this unknown path. God had already planted the seeds of confirmation and peace within both their hearts, paving the way for a harmonious union. The gift of a shared spirit is far more than a fleeting feeling of compatibility. It represents a fundamental alignment of values and perspectives. Decisions are made with ease, negotiations flow smoothly, and obstacles that would normally strain a relationship become manageable, even insignificant. This unity isn't simply about agreeing on surface-level preferences. It's a deeper resonance of core beliefs and life goals. Think of it like 2 musicians playing in perfect harmony. They may be playing different instruments and contributing unique melodies, but their combined sound creates something beautiful and whole. Similarly, in a relationship blessed with a shared spirit, each individual brings their unique talents and perspectives to the table, yet their shared foundation ensures that they are working towards the same ultimate purpose. This shared spirit is a testament to God's intricate design and His desire for our lives to be filled with love and connection that transcends the ordinary. It's a reminder that when we surrender our desires to His will, He orchestrates encounters that are not just pleasant, but deeply fulfilling and aligned with His divine purpose for us. It's essential to remember that this unity in spirit isn't a magical guarantee against all challenges. Even relationships blessed by God require nurturing, communication, and a commitment to grow together. However, the foundation of a shared spirit provides a resilient bedrock upon which to navigate these challenges, ensuring that the relationship remains strong and vibrant, reflecting the love and unity of the God who brought them together. As you seek a partner, pray for God's guidance. Ask Him to reveal His will for your life and to open your heart to recognize the individual He has chosen for you. Trust that when you encounter someone with whom you share a profound sense of connection and shared purpose, it could very well be the work of His loving hand, uniting two souls destined to journey together in His love and grace. Number 2, He gives you one voice. When the Lord chooses to bless you with a life partner, He bestows a precious gift, the gift of a unified voice. This divine blessing allows two individuals to walk hand in hand, sharing similar perspectives and understandings, devoid of the frustrations of a unified voice signifies a deep harmony where both partners intuitively grasp the spoken word and the heart's intention behind it. Conversely, in relationships untouched by God's grace, this common language, this singular voice, fades away. Conversations, once a source of connection and joy, become littered with misunderstandings, leading to frustration and conflict. The power of a unified voice is not a new concept. The scriptures themselves speak to its significance. In Genesis 11:6, we read God's observation, "These people are of one language, and nothing that they set out to do shall be impossible for them." While this passage refers to the people of Babel and their ambitious tower, the principle remains applicable to relationships. God Himself acknowledges the incredible strength and potential that comes from unity of purpose and understanding. When two individuals share a common language, both literally and figuratively, they become an unstoppable force, capable of achieving remarkable feats together. However, when God is absent from a relationship, a malevolent force steps in to exploit the void. The devil, the master of deception and division, inserts himself as an interpreter, twisting and distorting the words exchanged between partners. This insidious interference is mirrored in Genesis 11. "Let us go down and confuse their language so that they do not understand one another's speak." This act of divine intervention, intended to thwart human ambition, unfortunately mirrors the devil's tactics in our relationships. By confusing the language of love and understanding, the enemy sows seeds of discord. Partners begin to misinterpret each other's words, often hearing what was never said or intended. Suspicion and doubt take root, slowly eroding the foundation of trust. Imagine a scenario where a wife, tired from a long day, expresses a need for some quiet time. The husband, however, influenced by the devil's whispers, interprets this as a rejection of his affection and feels hurt. A simple request becomes a catalyst for conflict, all because of a distorted understanding. In stark contrast, relationships blessed by God's presence experience a different reality. The Holy Spirit acts as a divine regulator and interpreter, ensuring clarity in communication. He guides our words and softens our hearts, allowing us to speak and hear with love and understanding. Even when mistakes are made, the Spirit intervenes, preventing us from misconstruing our partner's intentions and jumping to conclusions. He acts as a buffer, protecting us from the enemy's attempts to sow discord. Instead of the devil's manipulations leading to assumptions and misinterpretations, communication becomes a transparent and honest exchange. There is no room for doubt or confusion because the Holy Spirit ensures that the intended message is received with clarity and compassion. This creates an atmosphere of trust and security, allowing the relationship to flourish under God's loving guidance. Think of a couple facing a challenging financial situation. Without God's intervention, anxiety and fear could easily lead to blame However, with the Holy Spirit guiding their communication, they are able to express their concerns openly and honestly, seeking solutions together rather than turning against each other. The clarity provided by the Spirit empowers them to navigate the difficulties as a united front, strengthening their bond in the process. The gift of a unified voice is a testament to God's love and desire for harmonious relationships. It is a powerful tool that allows couples to communicate effectively, support each other unconditionally, and overcome obstacles together. By embracing this gift, and inviting the Holy Spirit to guide our interactions, we can build strong, resilient relationships that reflect God's love and bring glory to His name. We want to hear your stories. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's discuss how God's guidance can transform our communication within relationships. Here are some questions to consider. Have you and your partner ever overcome a misunderstanding thanks to seeking spiritual guidance together? What are your secrets from navigating life's problems through communicating compassionately, inspired by the Bible? You feel Christians can benefit, maybe even Bible verse reminders related. Perhaps how the Spirit guides, what words one says amidst tense conversations. Number 3, God does the work long before you meet. One beautiful fact about discovering your God-ordained spouse is recognizing the quiet, meticulous work God performs even before your paths intertwine. He, in His infinite wisdom, understands the intricacies of relationships and compassionately prepares your future partner for the bond. Imagine stumbling into this amazing relationship wherein the person awaiting you is prepared not by this world's fleeting standards, but aligned spiritually. As a dance rehearsed by a divine choreographer, this inherent preparedness manifests itself in numerous ways, ultimately blessing your relationship by bypassing those turbulent struggles to lay firm foundations early so it avoids many pitfalls that typical couples endure when they're trying to forge a path forward. Think of the often excruciating stages of establishing norms and expectations within conventional relationships. Partners clashing over communication preferences to household routines. A godly prep eliminates that. Let's explore how that is done. Well, here, your spouse has already been subjected to the Holy Spirit in a powerful, purposeful process that leads to them being better before you, and therefore as a team. And it saves you from needless friction, from correcting a person. In one word, simply prepared. Consider it likened to the careful training of any master to see in its development its finest qualities. Consider it and be in deep gratitude. God gently works in your future spouse. It can be anything basic, where certain unacceptable actions for any spouse wouldn't be so for yours, as many in them would have lived and rejected them long before entering this covenant commitment through your faith to seal forever if he is seen. Thereby he inspires a strong distaste for wrong and cultivates an inherent respect and commitment, which might sound so cliche, but what if they are true about certain individuals when their preparation can start so young before anyone's ever heard of them? An innate understanding, when instilled before you even meet, of concepts like marital faithfulness. Consider how agonizing and painful it can feel, like an everyday battle of doubt in the recesses of someone's mind, due to, or more likely mistrust, even the one. Now compare to entering into marital commitments by faith, knowing in it, or when your partner truly understands, on a soul level deep beyond a marriage vow recitation before friends, family, how sacred it was, even apart. So many temptations as humans are weak for. These do go unnoticed though, but are often ignored until something too severe goes undiscovered. When your partner understands the sanctity of marriage inherently, it isn't merely compliance based purely upon what some call blind faith alone. God has sown seeds deep within their heart on this issue since youth through the various activities they were immersed in, all orchestrated to ensure not only compliance for obedience, but an appreciation because its purity truly aligns with what marriage, or maybe punctuality, isn't a skill well honed at schools or amongst families unless actively pushed onto kids at young ages, where it means being always on time. A lack where they come back late becomes disrespectful of what their presence brings. The forelearning discipline, light before you or some significant figurehead comes. That's true dedication manifest right there. Isn't knowing beforehand whether or not your future partner appreciates timely actions, like when scheduling time together, relieving. These aren't trivial Things discussed when both have received adequate instruction upon those concepts since childhood days, possibly for years, yet none directly taught about it. He guided them even on their decisions that involved others. Even though not tied down by vows, they still bore great meaning for their life's purposes. This may reveal one prepared for this moment already, which helps save arguments and frustration, since nobody needs teaching lessons when already needs teaching. Practicing principles found from good values, learned through diverse examples, encountered growing up via guidance, provided over how their life played out thus so. Not by them being perfect, yet well exposed to potential difficulties inherent and learned beforehand, thanks to opportunities given beforehand, making up who we stand beside this day, ready to embark on our exciting together, while holding hands securely, like they were formed since in bond fortified through spiritual prep, even in situations where correction is necessary. Nobody's perfect. Your divinely appointed companion responds by exhibiting those prepared well virtues, like humility or maturity, learned through years, rather than rebel. If anything, constructive criticism, they will receive instruction gracefully. Their focus remains on improving themselves as needed or desired versus getting stubborn as previously experienced. Those painful fixing exercises seen on so many relationship guides, which often require tons of effort for minimal, it reflects that training we were talking about, that divine shaping from God's capable hands is seen reflected within people before any official coupling. That inherent openness becomes a godsend, truly felt over daily struggles we all weather through. God has also ingrained in potential life mate that men serve as protectors, providers, as well as care and take responsibility within family structures, whilst women joyfully become house leaders in ways never seen before, because those come naturally arising passion, rather obligation. Now imagine this. Your loved cooking or working is not caused because need dictates, but rather inherent joy. Such are spouses' ordained divinity bestowed through consistent prep work throughout previous milestones during earlier stage lives, leading to right now, as if it's designed this union, perfectly matching between both like two halves, destined to reunite, complete single unified puzzle, depict who always belong despite any struggles seen. While individuals focused own lives prior to your union, Almighty subtly prepared this path. Your little shared hobbies that felt coincidental to now understanding are because His hands arranged pieces upon the board, even way back. He guided chance meeting while arranging those meaningful circumstances, shaping everyone for the destined partnership. Each little deed done prior to coming forth was Him setting building blocks, required for this temple. You can say those fateful moments came lux at best. Here lies where faith enters the fray, knowing better. Here recognize meticulous preparation through various means, such activities or thoughts shaping who became partners, like rough gemstones, finely cut, finely gleam, radiating love for all seeing. God crafts not perfect, but instead beautifully prepared people. They were gifts from each other, themselves ready to receive, because knew nothing less than true commitment coming ahead worth receiving. These signs are just some ways He prepares a partner before you two meet, ensuring stronger foundations upon the union entered, unlike normal, that requires constant troubleshooting repairs along roads traveled, causing hardship when obstacles. However, within the faith, through Jesus or God, you become assured these bumps become stepping stones, rather causes trip upon and fail. May every reading of these bring warmth, realizing that the relationship chosen divinely was guided way prior to anyone's awareness, resulting in it existing this very instant, ready to thrive together harmoniously for those involved through the preparation. His kingdom come. Amen. Wow. Imagine a relationship where so much of the groundwork is laid before you even meet your partner. God's divine preparation is truly amazing. We've discussed just some of the ways He subtly shapes our future spouse, instilling values, developing character, encounters that lead to lasting love. But perhaps you've experienced His handiwork even more directly. We'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments below how God prepared you or your spouse before your paths crossed. Number 4 is a natural flow. Imagine a relationship where love unfolds effortlessly, like a gentle stream navigating its course. This is the hallmark of relationships meticulously designed by God. Instead of being driven by the pressure of societal expectations or dictated by rigid mandates, these partnerships exhibit a unique fluidity and harmony that stem directly from divine intervention. When God unites two individuals, it's not about forced compliance or begrudging concessions. Instead, it's a symphony of mutual respect, understanding, and a shared desire to see the other flourish. Frustration is replaced by patience, tension gives way to tranquility, both recognizing that even in disagreements, they are part of something grander, something unified by a higher power. Consider, for instance, the simple act of meal preparation. In a divinely governed connection, the woman joyfully cooks, fueled neither by societal norms nor obligation. Like her counterparts in Proverbs 31, her capable hands prepare wholesome, nurturing environments both physically and spiritually for her household, out of her passion and love for them, just like Abigail instinctively went above and beyond to save David and his soldiers. These women will proactively love and tend to their families. Likewise, a husband brought by God wouldn't shamefully back away from washing dishes or tending to a wakeful child in the night for a lack of societal appropriateness. He embodies biblical leadership, seen time after time by strong Christian figures taking upon the needs of Jesus or Moses needing Miriam. This man exemplifies the principles taught throughout the Bible, exemplified by biblical figures. His act is born, not forced. The example of these roles is not forced, but out of an undeniable love for their beloved, understanding the other and meeting them where they're needing them. As Philippians 2:3 directs, not being conceited yet thinking others' needs greater than that of self. Each party finds fulfillment not by dominating or being catered to simply because a prior set norm dictates whom in the family completes a household routine. They are instead working as Christ worked and lived without forceful appropriation. There shall not be such rigidity. It becomes a partnership built on deep empathy and selfless grace, flowing from the understanding of the gospel and the grace they learned when experiencing or understanding Christ in the same manner. Within these pairings, orchestrated by divinity, ancient patterns dictating duties within society or gender within families no longer hold ultimate authority. Instead of pressure dictated by family or societal standards of past cultural dictates, one steps beside them on a journey not solely as dictated by the human parent structure imposed but built instead on biblically ordained truths of a selfless Christian walk. Each action then becomes a natural outpour reflecting deep compassion and a desire not only to meet a standard dictated socially by those in the generations before them, or forced by apparent societal structure, or even a standard of prior generational teachings, but rather now rooted as they became led by a union based instead in both partners honoring and seeing Christ Himself in them. In essence, it echoes the relationship demonstrated in the Trinity. There, both partners discover the true joy intended by God within relationships when He created a helper for the individuals that lived based then on Adam and Eve's lone wolf strategy. Within a couple now joined by mutual respect is in this divinely guided realm. It is found in Genesis, creating now instead partnerships built on understanding a helper intended because walking alone wasn't intended in God's great plans. Because for Him, before the dawn of time, to become the physical extension Christ's love. When God brings destined souls together, we could even picture Abraham and Sarah, or Paul and Priscilla, as they co-labored and supported their own spouses in similar manner. When these relationships are cultivated harmoniously because they become based and nurtured, they like the growth seen daily in the vine God planted. It becomes evident that any partnership is guided by a hand and purpose orchestrated by God. If one reads stories of early Christian marriages documented in church writings, a glimpse will appear illuminating a dynamic and unified purpose lived with each man and wife fully equipped partners in living now gospel with neither Jew nor Greek, but living outside former norms of either their human society structure, then functioning only on gender-dictated routines, because together, as a new helper unit like church and Christ, both in a team were more equally yoked for the next stage for both of those involved. No prior learning guides this, because within this partnership, they'd have no model. After all, societal teaching is useless before any path God divinely designs instead of any union based on a societal blueprint, but a perfect relationship that even hardships become merely moments because a couple bonded by Christ. Such unity provides each member assurance. A partner stands in understanding during periods filled with challenges, because during that experience, both learn the foundation truth found in Matthew 18, which simply says, agree and we're two in his nature. Seasons, because within every divinely ordered match, no hardship or curveball a shared path, be it in co-laboring the early church by building structures similar to our own today and serving needs within a community, all struggles simply become blips, which both realize they overcome, because while all people may make mistakes, all people must also extend forgiveness, just as Christ also forgave each sin, as soon as one uttered the prayers and sought God, or if he looked in one's own eyes already, and in that moment, no verbal. Yet because both understand that God created forgiveness and righting each wrong in oneself will automatically become core, teaching both individually do and will pour naturally, not a learned action, upon this coupling God had chosen to fulfill as individuals, or perhaps neither in either capacity could either fulfill it. What happens, because when life takes a difficult direction, both will then instinctively resolve differences by choosing whatever method is best, yet simply from a standpoint grounded as one with Christ already. The conflict will become unnecessary because there simply will be no wrong. No prior human example applies, because neither acts within that union as mere people, since when each gazes upon either party, neither will behold only human eyes in the physical reflection of merely each human eyes in the physical part of him. Their physical form would be merely conduit, the reflection being him living outside himself. It simply won't matter that they were either he or she anymore, nor their past mistakes or human weakness. They were neither since merely because God simply decided to merge the man, human, into one unit with Christ, within them both individually in their alone season until his divinely appropriate time, he merely made human boundaries melt. A merging then took place to mirror his merging with the church body, making them all literally in his literal body. To one in a divinely bonded union, literally gazing within physical eyes one day, simply seeing your God and him within one who will soon share your marriage bed, it simply renders meaningless all previous rules, laws, even laws written on your human tablet. Lives, breathes as him. So, when the spouse becomes the physical form where one sees, speaks with, and cleans their messes, all rules made by men vanish. Instead, living the example of what a physical representation becomes simply as children with him to teach in those instances instead. Number 5 is extreme tolerance. One of the most striking characteristics of a relationship designed by God is the presence of extreme tolerance. This isn't the flimsy tolerance of the world, where grievances are swept under the rug or dismissed with a superficial "it's fine." Rather, it's a profound and spiritual understanding of each other's imperfections, rooted in a shared love for Christ and a commitment to mirror His forgiveness. When God leads you to the person intended for you, an innate sense of when to overlook faults and extend grace becomes a defining feature. Your partner, knowing your propensity for occasional lateness, patiently smiles and reassures you instead of unleashing a torrent of frustration despite your tardiness, causing them to miss the beginning of a concert they were eagerly awaiting. This doesn't stem from a naive disregard for punctuality, but from a deeper wellspring of understanding and compassion. In this bond, bitterness doesn't take root, resentment doesn't find a home. Hurt feelings aren't allowed to fester into wounds that poison the relationship. Instead, forgiveness flows swiftly, like a soothing balm poured over a scraped knee. Think of Peter, who denied Christ 3 times, yet was met not with scathing rebuke, but with gentle. This same restorative spirit pervades a relationship blessed by God. Your partner will embrace you, flaws and all, just as you will embrace theirs. Both of you will acknowledge the inevitable human tendency to stumble. Mistakes, misunderstandings, and differing viewpoints will occur. However, these won't become battlegrounds for conflict or excuses to create distance. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Colossians, beautifully articulates this. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3:13. This forgiveness, fostered by divine love, forms the cornerstone of a godly relationship. The partner God places in your life will not be easily angered when things don't go as planned. Instead, their actions, their reactions, will always be underpinned by understanding, contentment, and a deep sense of security within the relationship. This foundation forms a stark contrast to unions founded on fleeting attraction or societal pressure. It's reminiscent of the unwavering faith of Abraham, who, despite facing years of waiting and challenges, remained steadfast in his trust in God's promise. Patience rooted in faith similarly strengthens the bonds formed, even during seasons where maintaining tolerance and forgiveness feels like scaling a mountain. An unshakable awareness binds both partners. A recognition that discord between them is a spiritual transgression, as 1 Peter 3:8 reminds us. Finally, all of you be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate and humble. This consciousness infuses the relationship with a seriousness that compels both individuals towards reconciliation and harmony. The most cherished treasure your soulmate brings to your life is an unsurpassable level of tolerance and acceptance, one uniquely tailored to meet your specific needs and theirs alike. This profound embrace transcends the bounds of human understanding and mimics the very essence of God's radical grace and unconditional love. It empowers both individuals to thrive in their strengths whilst extending grace in their weaknesses. It creates a haven where vulnerability is not a risk, but an invitation for deeper intimacy. A relationship touched by God isn't immune to challenges, but it's equipped with heavenly resources to ensure enduring love, steadfast commitment, and most importantly, unwavering tolerance, guided by His divine hand. This tolerance forms the solid bedrock upon which mutual respect, lasting joy, and unwavering peace can be built. It serves as a constant testament to the powerful love that God intends for you and brings glory to His name through the united hearts of two individuals made whole through His divine orchestration. Dolores Cannon, a pioneer in exploring the depths of human consciousness, unveils the captivating ways our inner world can extend beyond the confines of time and space. Think beyond momentary thoughts or fleeting affections. We're discussing profound reverberations of another's spirit reaching out to touch yours. Envision a connection not bound by proximity or conversation, but woven through a series of delicate yet resonant signals, indicating someone's focused attention on you. This could manifest as a shift in your emotional landscape, a persistent thought echoing in your mind, or a chance encounter that feels orchestrated by unseen forces. Each instance provides a glimpse into the invisible threads that intertwine our spirits and soul. Canon's work challenges us to expand our perception of connection. For example, it might be helpful to consider the countless prayers uttered across generations, weaving a tapestry of faith that connects us to ancestors and future disciples. Or perhaps you recall a moment of uncanny synchronicity, where a friend knew you were struggling before you even spoke. Such seemingly improbable events can affirm the profound truth. Human connection operates on layers beyond what our five senses can readily grasp. Sign 1. An unexplainable urge to communicate. We begin our exploration into the remarkable realm of unseen interactions with a phenomenon both intriguing and familiar: the spontaneous urge to connect with another person. This impulse arises seemingly out of nowhere, a powerful and sometimes overwhelming desire to reach out and bridge the distance between you and another soul. No specific event or reminder prompts this feeling. It simply bubbles up from within. A gentle yet insistent nudge to send a text, make a phone call, or craft a heartfelt message. The perplexing aspect of this urge lies in its unexpected arrival and compelling intensity. It often surfaces when the individual in question is far from your conscious thoughts, adding a layer of mystery to its source. Renowned researcher and pioneer in the exploration of human consciousness, Dolores Cannon shed light on these occurrences through her extensive work on past lives and soul connection. Cannon proposed the existence of energetic threads and telepathic channels connecting all individuals, transcending the limitations of physical space and time. According to her insightful work, every human thought carries an inherent energy signature, similar to a ripple emanating from a pebble dropped into a pond. These thought waves traverse the unseen dimension, capable of impacting others, regardless of their geographical location. Within this framework, envision someone directing intense and focused thoughts towards you. Their mental energy, amplified by their dedicated concentration, extends outward like an invisible band, drawing you closer to them like a magnet. Perhaps it echoes the biblical wisdom that emphasizes the power of prayer and mindful intention, where individuals are not only capable of reaching out to the divine, but to each other, establishing unseen bonds of love and empathy. To illuminate these concepts through relatable scenarios, consider finding yourself suddenly yearning to connect with a cherished individual from your past, someone you haven't interacted with or even thought about in a considerable period. Yet, the pull to interact and inquire feels undeniable. Much like the prophet Daniel's unexpected visitation in his time of prayer, a divine impulse might stir us to reach out to a forgotten friend, even without a clear explanation of why. Taking it a step further, pause and reflect on times you might have felt the urge to reconnect with a past companion or even a former partner when reason dictates otherwise. While such intuitions can seem peculiar or even defy reason, they resonate fully with Cannon's illuminating perspective of an energetic exchange between consciousnesses. It becomes entirely plausible that these individuals, often distant and unaware of your sudden urge, may themselves be occupied with recollections of shared joy or moments of deep connection. At that exact moment, imagine them thinking fondly of you, the love radiating from past bonds acting as potent energy. You receptively feeling such energetic threads, interpret it as a quiet pull towards connecting with them. By reflecting upon these instances, we may catch a glimpse of the breathtaking interconnectedness of all creation. Through the whispers of divine intuition, these seemingly random urges might instead represent a gentle reminder of the bonds eternally linking our. This realization offers profound validation of the words of John Donne, famously said that no man is an island, highlighting that all beings exist as intricate pieces within one beautiful tapestry connected beyond any separation we experience outwardly in our day-to-day interaction. As explored throughout these signs, the more we pay attention, learn to understand these subtle but significant communications, the greater will be our ability to walk along our own paths and nurture each connection placed before us during life's grand journey. Share your personal experiences in the comments below. Let's explore the power of divine communication and uncover how God might be weaving these subtle threads of connection into our lives. Your story could inspire and uplift others on their journey of faith and relationships. Sign 2. Hearing or seeing their name everywhere. Perhaps you're at the grocery store and a stranger in the next aisle mentions a name that resonates deeply within you. Later that day, the same name flashes across your computer screen in an unrelated article. By evening, you hear it again on the radio, and a sense of wonder begins to stir within you. This recurrent encounter with a specific name isn't merely a coincidence, but a captivating sign, a whisper of connection, whispering of connection, whispering from the depths of conscience. Delving into this intriguing phenomenon reveals a tapestry woven with threads of thought, energy, and perhaps even destiny. It's a phenomenon that Dolores Cannon, renowned for her profound work in past life regression and quantum healing, Cannon, a luminary in her field, posits that such seemingly random occurrences are anything but. They are, she suggests, synchronicities, meaningful coincidences orchestrated by a universal dance of energies and intention. In essence, when someone is holding you prominently in their thoughts, a ripple effect is created, a subtle resonance that manifests in noticeable ways within your own reality. Just as a pebble tossed into a still lake sends out widening rings of influence, so too do our thoughts radiate outwards, creating subtle echoes and waves in the vast ocean of consciousness. In this context, the repeated encountering of someone's name can be likened to detecting the faint yet rhythmic pulsations of their thoughts directed toward you, a testament to the enduring thread that stretches between souls intertwined on some energetic level. Our spiritual awareness further intensifies this phenomenon. Picture a radio receiver tuned to a specific radio station. The stronger the radio signal, the clearer and louder the sound we appreciate. Similarly, heightened spiritual sensitivity sharpens our ability to perceive these gentle nudges from beyond the ordinary senses. We become more attuned to subtle cues and signals, such as repeated brushes with a specific individual's name. It's akin to having internal antennas that quiver with recognition when the energetic signal linked to a particular person registers in our field of awareness. Consider the story of Emily. Deeply missing her best friend Megan, who had recently moved abroad, Emily experienced a period tinged with what seemed like impossible coincidences. For days, it was as if Megan's spirit danced at the edges of Emily's world. Megan's unusual middle name popped up regularly on Netflix show credits, on an old classmate's Facebook post mentioning distant relatives, and even on a receipt for Emily's coffee purchase, in the smallest handwritten. Initially puzzled by these instances, Emily soon stumbled across articles detailing similar events explained by synchronicity and meaningful coincidence. The realization touched her deeply. It validated Emily's persistent feeling that Megan was also actively carrying their precious cross-continental bond in her heart. Instead of a melancholic goodbye, there seemed a shared invisible hug across miles. Like Emily, we can be comforted by such occurrences. Gentle recognition that thoughts are a living energy connecting us deeply. The universe might use the simplest medium to remind us. A name. It's precisely in this seemingly unremarkable repetition that meaning is amplified and cherished. Such remarkable occurrences underscore the inextricable link between thought, energy, and reality. They bear profound spiritual implications, drawing attention to the boundless possibilities of intuitive insight and connection. Moreover, this phenomenon highlights the transformative role of spirituality. When we embrace a spiritual worldview, seemingly ordinary details transform into powerful testimonies. The mundane begins to whisper with wisdom. What might be overlooked as an odd repetition transcends to a sacred echo of the very language our hearts speak to those we may be cosmically tuned into, demonstrating just how intertwined and profoundly vibrant our lives and ultimately, the frequent appearance of a person's name across various avenues offers a resounding message, a beacon of the potent connection that resides beneath surface reality. It serves as a gentle yet persistent awakening to the captivating world unseen, reminding us that deep chords of thought, infused energy may thread through the spaces between physical boundaries to strengthen a cosmic tapestry that keeps us intertwined and Sign 3. Smelling their scent. This phenomenon, far from being a mere trick of the senses, opens a window into the fascinating realm of spiritual connection and energetic communication. It's as if the very air around us carries invisible threads woven with emotions and thoughts, bridging the gap between individuals regardless of physical distance. Esteemed researcher and author Dolores Cannon, renowned for her groundbreaking work in past life regression and metaphysical exploration, shed light on this captivating sensory experience. Cannon proposed that our senses, particularly the sense of smell, play a pivotal role in our spiritual and emotional landscapes. They are not simply tools for navigating the physical world. They act as receivers and transmitters for subtle energies and intricate pathways connecting us to individuals and events on a level beyond conventional comprehension. Imagine, for instance, a mother who catches a whiff of her child's signature scent while they are miles away at school. This fragrant whisper, a sudden and unexpected encounter, might coincide with a moment when her child is thinking of her intensely, missing her comforting presence. It's as if the child's longing, carried on unseen waves of energy, finds expression through this subtle, olfactory manifestation. This isn't just a nostalgic reminder, triggered by a stored memory. It's a potent in-the-moment connection, a testament to the profound bond they share. The Gospels themselves offer a glimpse into the powerful role fragrance can play in signifying potent spiritual realities. Consider the account of Jesus' anointing by Mary of Bethany, recounted in John 12:3. Mary lavishly poured expensive perfume onto Jesus' feet, an act of profound love and devotion. This fragrance became a symbol of Christ's impending sacrifice, an aromatic premonition of his approaching death and resurrection. Such experiences underline the concept that scent can act as a spiritual communique, a potent form. It transcends the limitations of spoken or written language, tapping into the deeper recesses of our being. The fragrance you perceive could be the energetic signature of someone who is missing you, thinking of you, or perhaps even praying for you. It unveils the remarkable ability of our thoughts and emotions to impress themselves onto the fabric of reality, reaching out and forming invisible bridges between souls. In the intricate tapestry of human neurology, the sense of smell sits close to the regions responsible for memory and emotion processing. This intricate interplay might explain why a particular scent can instantly unlock a flood of memories, transporting us back to cherished moments spent with loved ones. When you experience the scent of someone thinking about you, it's akin to receiving an energetic whisper, a trace of their emotional state, traversing the seemingly impenetrable boundaries of space and time. This phenomenon serves as a poignant reminder that we are woven together in a complex web of unseen interactions, a tapestry where thoughts, emotions, and spiritual energies intertwine to weave a grander narrative. The ethereal whisper of a familiar scent isn't just a fleeting sensory experience. It's a revelation of the deep and wondrous connections that shape our existence, highlighting the profoundly influential, yet unseen ways in which souls communicate. Therefore, Cannon argued, Encountering the distinctive fragrance of an absent person is not just a random olfactory event. It's a vital sensory link, deeply connected to the heart of our spiritual and emotional capacities. This fragrant connection acts as a conduit, momentarily solidifying their imagined presence into your realm of senses, serving as a testament to the deep energetic connections that defy distance and definition. It highlights how our internal depths, our spiritual and emotional tapestry, can transcend human limitations, intertwining destinies and linking souls in veiled yet perceptible ways. This concept strengthens the notion of a community bound by something far grander than physical proximity, a unifying essence that lingers in the fragrance of genuine connection. We explored how this could be a powerful spiritual connection, possibly indicating they're thinking of you or even praying for you. Sign 4. Unexpected encounters. In the realm of the extraordinary, we occasionally find ourselves pondering the peculiar phenomenon of unexpected encounters. These serendipitous moments, running into someone we were just thinking about, crossing paths with a long-lost friend in the most unlikely of places, prompt us to consider the intricate forces at play in our lives. Could these meetings be simply chalked up to chance, or could they be subtle indications of a deeper connection, fueled by the focused attention and heartfelt thoughts directed towards us? Pioneering hypnotherapist and researcher Dolores Cannon offers profound insights into the compelling concept of synchronicity, a principle suggesting that seemingly coincidental events are often profoundly interconnected and pregnant with meaning. Cannon's exhaustive research delves into the invisible tapestry of energies that influence our lives, including the idea that our very thoughts hold the power to orchestrate occurrences within our physical reality. When applying this understanding of synchronicity to those startling yet comforting instances of sudden connection, a fascinating narrative unfolds. If someone focuses their thoughts intensely on you, it could potentially initiate a chain reaction, weaving the threads of circumstance to ultimately bring you together. This implies that these surprising encounters transcend mere haphazard coincidences, becoming momentous synchronicities, meticulously arranged moments reflecting hidden connections and energetic dialogues between souls. This intricate dance of intention and manifestation is further corroborated by the notion that mental and emotional landscapes often imprint themselves onto the tangible canvas of our lives. Many of us have experienced this potency firsthand. Think of those times when a seemingly random person pops into your mind, a persistent nudge leading you to believe you'll run into them soon. Such narratives echo Cannon's assertion about the potent nature of our thoughts and underscore their capacity to traverse the barriers of our minds, shaping the world around us. Let's vividly illustrate this concept. Envision yourself thinking about a childhood companion you hadn't seen or spoken to in decades, memories flooding back, a fond wave of nostalgia washing over you. Then, entirely out of the blue, you find yourself conversing with that very person at the grocery store or attending the same fundraising gala across town. According to Cannon's insightful model, this coincidence isn't simply happenstance, but rather a testament to the potent, transformative energy your focused thoughts have generated. The universe, subtly guided by this surge of concentrated intention, acts as a conduit, bringing together individuals whose thoughts are harmoniously aligned, often with stunning efficacy. To further enrich the perception of this beautiful principle, let's briefly explore another faith-filled idea reminiscent of this principle echoed within Christianity. Many Christians find assurance through the concept of angelic intervention, receiving guidance, encountering assistance, or experiencing unexpected help. While the mode might appear dissimilar, the essence can be viewed, when broadened, as a form of synchronicity, a force orchestrated by divine energies to influence our paths, to aid, nurture, or connect us on multiple levels. The profound impact of sincere, focused thought is continually unveiled in our lives. Unexpected connections are a potent reminder that the reality we inhabit is intricately interwoven with invisible forces and profound links. These magical instances suggest that human consciousness might wield far greater power than we traditionally acknowledge to create and influence relationships far exceeding the borders of ourselves. Embracing these seemingly random events as rich with personal meaning fosters a richer perspective on both existence itself and the profound links shared among humanity. Sign 5. Obsessive thoughts about them. Have you ever experienced a sudden surge of thoughts about someone, seemingly out of the blue? These thoughts, intrusive and persistent, can weave their way into your consciousness at any moment, capturing your attention and leaving you wondering about their origin. This captivating phenomenon, the experience of obsessive thoughts about another person, can be a powerful indicator that they too are thinking of you. We often perceive our thoughts as solely our own, springing from the depths of our individual mind. However, renowned hypnotherapist and spiritual researcher Dolores Cannon offers a fascinating perspective on the interconnected nature of our thoughts and the role of subtle energy in human interaction. According to Cannon's extensive work exploring the subconscious mind and its vast potential, our thoughts are not always self-contained. They can be intertwined with the thoughts and energies of others. Imagine our thoughts as delicate whispers, traveling through an invisible web that connects us all. When someone directs their thoughts intensely towards us, particularly if those thoughts are imbued with strong emotions, they can create a vibrational ripple that reaches across this energetic tapestry and brushes against our own mental field. This projection of energy, like an invisible thread extending from one mind to another, can create an echo in our own thoughts, a surge of awareness directed toward the sender. Perhaps a telling anecdote illuminates this concept with greater clarity. Consider a young woman named Mary, who, while on a trip overseas, found herself constantly thinking about a colleague back home, John, whom she shared a friendly rapport with, but didn't hold any particular romantic towards. The unusual intensity of her thoughts about John, accompanied by a newfound sense of longing, puzzled her. Upon her return, Mary was surprised to learn that John, Mary was same period, had been contemplating contacting her and sharing his feelings for her. Could her obsessive thoughts about John have been a subconscious echo of his burgeoning affections? Discerning the true origins of our thoughts, whether deeply personal or influenced by an external energy, can be a nuanced exercise in self-awareness. However, as we cultivate sensitive introspection, we can start to distinguish the whispers of our own minds from the echoes resonating with others. Let's delve into some of the signposts that Cannon suggests as indicators of external influence. Examine the nature of the thoughts. Do these thoughts, flooding your consciousness, align with your typical patterns of thinking or interactions with this individual? Do they carry an emotional charge that feels disproportionate to your current relationship with that person? These discrepancies could point towards the possibility of external projections playing a role, akin to tuning into a radio station broadcasting from another mind. Embrace introspection and mindful awareness. As we cultivate attentiveness to our inner landscape, developing an acute sense of present moment awareness, we can begin to observe patterns in our thinking processes. Sudden, unexplained surges of emotion, coupled with persistent thoughts about a certain person, might act as signposts on the inner highway, hinting towards an unseen hand weaving through our thought. Consider, for example, a man named David, a devoted Christian who noticed recurrent thoughts about a childhood friend, Sarah, despite not having interacted with her for years. Examining his feelings surrounding these thoughts, he discovered unresolved feelings of guilt stemming from a long-forgotten childhood argument. Coincidentally, he then received a message from Sarah wanting to reconnect after feeling a strong inclination to do so. Could this signal an exchange of subtle energies, a mutual longing for closure and reconnection playing out on the stage of their minds? Recognize symbolic echoes and synchronistic happening. As you travel through the corridors of daily life, do seemingly unrelated events or visual cues repeatedly appear in tandem with recurring thoughts of somebody? Unexpected coincidences could signify that an external projection resonates within your thought field, providing subtle confirmations of your suspicion. Just as a pebble dropped in a still pond creates expansive ripples on its serene surface, somebody's projection might create these synchronous encounters on the water of your daily existence. Imagine repeatedly encountering this person's name while browsing unrelated websites, unexpectedly bumping into mutual acquaintances, or experiencing a heightened recollection of shared memories around that person. This trail left on reality. These coincidences, akin to breadcrumbs on Hansel's forest path, might signal a silent dialogue. By remaining alert to these indicators, we navigate the intricacies of human consciousness towards a profound realization. Our thoughts are less isolated than we traditionally assume, forming an unseen network that connects us all deeply. Like ripples upon a shared sea, one thought can induce other thoughts, particularly amongst those connected by shared history, affection, or emotional bonds. This realization fosters a heightened reverence of the connections we create and the hidden threads woven by each passing thought, further emphasizing the impact we have on one another within an interconnected world created by a supreme being who connected all life. Sign 6. Dreams about them. Among the more subtle and captivating ways someone's focus might reveal itself is through the enigmatic realm of dreams. Have you ever found yourself repeatedly dreaming about a specific individual? Could these nocturnal encounters be whispering secrets about their thoughts and feelings toward you? Let's delve into this fascinating possibility and explore how dreams might serve as a bridge between your subconscious and another's, revealing subtle yet powerful connection. Dreams are far from merely fanciful jumbles of images. They offer a vibrant portal into our subconscious, a landscape shaped by emotions, desires, and experiences lying beneath our waking awareness. Renowned researcher and author Dolores Cannon, whose profound work illuminated the power of subconscious communication and quantum healing hypnosis technique, viewed dreams as powerful tools for understanding ourselves and our hidden connections. To dismiss dreams as mere random neural activity, according to Cannon, is to miss their potential to convey profound messages from the depths of our inner self. Cannon believed that intense thoughts and emotions directed towards a person can traverse the limitations of conscious awareness and influence another person's subconscious mind. This phenomenon can subsequently manifest as dreams centered around the very individual who is sending these powerful mental and emotional transmissions. As unique and individual as our dreams might be, the common thread in these instances is the presence of the particular person who occupies your thoughts. These encounters can range in style, from deeply emotional narratives to visually compelling sequences, to events so abstract they seem like a puzzle box awaiting unlocking. The common element is that person's impact on your dreaming plane. Think of these dreams as potentially unveiling meaningful elements of your personal history, past or current connections, shared, and even subtle spiritual undercurrents flowing between you both. Taking a proactive approach towards demystifying these intriguing occurrences involves keeping a dream journal. As suggested by Cannon, the act of detailing your dreams is a valuable step in revealing patterns, specifically ones highlighting the presence and actions of your mystery dreamer. Actively participating in dream cataloging goes in hand with Cannon's teaching on the profound implications of our subconscious mind's potential for expansive connection. The human subconscious is not a walled-off structure. She theorized that through something akin to a collective consciousness, Dream landscapes offer a unique channel where both thoughts and emotions converge and intersect. Within this context, dreams about a person evolve into a larger conversation that not only involves your immediate impressions and sentiments surrounding this person, but also becomes colored by their own energy signal. Imagine, for instance, that the individual in question carries strong emotions for you, such as affection, admiration, unresolved hurts, or potent feelings akin to grief. Whether positive, ambivalent, or seemingly painful, her model indicates such intense sentiments can transcend the boundaries of the waking world, impressing themselves onto the rich tapestry of your subconscious and, in turn, forming themselves into scenes that play out within your dream. Narratives. Consider the instance of a recently bereaved widow who repeatedly encounters her passing husband, comforting her in vivid dreams. Dolores encountered a similar occurrence during regression techniques practiced via quote methodologies. Subjects were regressed to past lifetimes and encountered the energy signature or impression of individuals they carried forward into subsequent incarnations with present intense guilt, love, anger, as well as unacknowledged bonds or unresolved karmic agreements. For instance, these interactions indicate while dreams involving those with energetic emotional resonance can indicate mutual connections, sometimes our souls communicate on this higher consciousness plane with others for more complex reasons, perhaps to heal past or current life hurts, unresolved issues. In some instances, to impart a message to both dreamer and dreamt concerning future matters yet to occur. Dream interpretation regarding a recurring person or event demands careful meditation, consideration, and an eye open to various facets of both lives, past and present. Consider Canon's wisdom that by exploring your dreams with spiritual discernment, you might glean a clearer picture surrounding a specific individual's connection to your well-being beyond the veils of material and day-to-day affairs. Through this thoughtful exploration of dreams as a way into another's subconscious, we can discern deeper insights for a better understanding of the intricate nuances embedded within our spiritual connection. Sign 7. A sudden change in energy. These subtle, often overlooked shifts may hold a deeper meaning, hinting at the unseen connections we share with others. Delving into the realm of empathy and energy sensitivity, renowned researcher Dolores Cannon sheds light on this phenomenon. She paints a picture of humanity linked through a vast, invisible web of spiritual and emotional energies. We are not isolated islands, but rather interconnected nodes within this energetic network. Imagine for a moment a network of sparkling threads connecting each soul. Through these threads, thoughts and emotions, like gentle breezes, can travel from one person to another across time and space. Consequently, another person's thoughts, charged with intense emotion, whether it be love or worry, can resonate across this web and influence our own energy field. This intricate exchange is heavily reliant on the remarkable concept of empathy, or our inherent ability to perceive and experience the emotional landscape of those around us, much like tuning into a faint radio signal carrying a melody from afar. Naturally, some individuals possess a heightened sensitivity to these delicate energy currents. These empathetic souls are more attuned to the whispers of the network, readily noticing the subtle energetic shifts evoked by another's thought. Just like a finely tuned instrument resonating with a precise note, they feel the impact more distinctly. A surge of positive energy, seemingly out of the blue, can be especially revealing. Have you ever experienced a sudden wave of happiness or enthusiasm, leaving you wondering what triggered such a joyful response? This could be a loving message carried along the threads, a sign that someone is holding you in their thoughts with warm affection, as if their heartfelt wish is gently influencing your energetic state. These real-world testimonies serve as echoes of a powerful truth. Thoughts and emotions possess a tangible energy. They are not solely confined to our minds, but have the ability to project outwards, traveling along the unseen network of connection, touching, and influencing the hearts and minds of others. We might even recall the numerous instances in Scripture of praying for loved ones afar and witnessing positive transformations in their lives or situations. The very concept supports a fundamental tenet of the Christian faith, the unwavering belief in the power of prayer, even beyond conscious prayer. Perhaps it is a loved one's heartfelt thoughts, their positive intention focused upon us, that is the source of the uplifting, energetic shift within us. This concept beautifully illuminates the tapestry of human connection, woven through love, prayer, and the vibrant energy woven through our shared existence. In recognizing these signs, we become more aware of the profound connections that exist between us, connections that transcend physical presence and conventional communication. As we move forward, let this exploration be a catalyst for a heightened awareness of the world around us and within us. May it inspire us to be more mindful of our thoughts and the energy we project, understanding that they have the potential to touch others' lives in meaningful ways.